Hey guys, what is up? It is Spooky Noodles, and I am here with a writing vlog. I have extremely good news and slightly okay news. Start with the slightly okay news. So I got a new story idea, finally. It's for a short story, and it has to do, it pertains to Halloween, and I'm very, very excited about it. Don't have a name for it yet. In the beginning, I called it the Swamp Witch, which worked wonderfully. But then I realized Michigan, not sure how many swamps we really have. We're not Louisiana. I could just have the book take place in Louisiana, but I'm not sure how neighborhoods in Louisiana work. Like, I don't know if people just have swamps in their backyard and shit like that. I don't know. But I know here in Michigan we have marshes, and we do have swamps here and there, but again, I don't really know how not rare, but I don't know how prevalent they are. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I don't know how we don't have an abundance of them is what I'm trying to say. And in the neighborhoods that I'm trying to take this story in a place, I'm thinking of either it taking place near a lake or near a marsh. And a marsh is just a shallow, excuse me, words are not coming to me right now. Like a shallower swamp is what a marsh is. And you guys would know what marshes are. But I just learned the other day what a marsh is, so I feel a little dumb. But yeah, it's a shallow swamp basically, with cattails and stuff like that, stuff you wouldn't see in a swamp. So yeah, I'm thinking about having like a little river or a lake in the back of these people's houses, and this witch to live there. And basically the story takes place in Michigan, where all my stories take place. Well, almost all of them. One has to do with space, and one has to do with the Chihuahua centipede, and one has to do with Africa. So I guess not all my stories take place in Michigan, but they mostly have a Michigan vibe to them, except for like the Chihuahua centipede and space waste. Other than those two, like even the Africa story, the students come from U of M. So yeah, there's a little bit of Michigan sprinkled in that story. But yeah, I have a new story idea, and it's all because I want to write for this publisher who's writing or making publishing a anthology, and it's called what's the name of the anthology? It's called Trick or Treat or something like that. I can't remember where's my Dark Markets page? There it is. Let's refresh. Something Good to Eat. That's what it's called. Something Good to Eat anthology, and they're paying around $100 plus royalties for your story. So I emailed them, and I was like, do you take reprints? And they said yes, which I thought was weird for a publisher to be giving out $100 per story and accept reprints. I think it blows my mind. But maybe it was a typo and it's just $10. That would make this next news less good, but still great news nevertheless. But I'm writing a story for this anthology, and it's right now it's called The Marshland Witch, but it could easily be called something else. I'll find a lake in Michigan and name it after that lake, you know. But it's this witch who was drowned for being a witch in the lake or marsh or swamp or whatever, and it comes and takes kids and drags them into the water and, well, takes them. I'm still working on the ideas, but I overall already have the characters made and the story summary is all written out, so I know where I'm going. I'm a little weird when it comes to stories. Like for novels and novellas, I'm a pantser. I just write without an ending in sight. I just write. I have no idea where the story's gonna go. But for short stories, I need a little bit of an idea. Because it's so short, I can basically think of the story in my head and then I just write it, you know? So I write down what the story is going to be and then I write the story. And sometimes my pantser ways comes to the surface, bubbles up, and I go a different route than I originally planned. That's okay. But I have a great idea for this Halloween story. It's a little bit kind of like my Trunk or Treat story, which if you haven't read that, it's in Books of Horror Anthology. It's going to be in Nightmare Soup Volume 3, and it may be in another one, but we'll get to that in a second here. But it's still good. It's a little different in some ways, but it's also the same in other ways. You know, well, I guess not. I mean, they both have to do with Halloween. Other than that, they're not really the same now that I think about it. They're just similar because they has to do with it's like coming of age stories, both of them. It has to do with kids and kind of losing their innocence to something. Like in Trunk or Treat, if you haven't read Trunk or Treat or listened to Trunk or Treat, plug your ears right now. I'm about to give a huge spoiler. So you got 5 seconds to fast forward this video or pause it or whatever, or stop watching. I don't know. I don't care. But the spoiler is this. Trunk or Treat has to do with these boys coming across a body in a trunk filled with candy. They don't know it has a body in it until they start shuffling around the candy and they discover the body that's rotting and decomposing. The whole time you think the kid's gonna die, and it turns out he doesn't die. He just discovers a dead body. And I think I did a really good job with that clever little twist at the end there. I foreshadowed the ending, but at the same time you don't see it really coming. You know, I like hint that, you know, why are they trunk or treating? Well, they're trunk or treating because of this reason. And then you don't really think much into it. You're like, oh, okay, they're trunk or treating because some kid went missing, whatever. And then you're thinking, oh, this kid's about to go missing because he's you know, but no, they discovered the kid that went missing in the trunk of a car. So, yeah, I thought it was a good twist and a good story, and this is my great news. My really great writing news is that I also sent them Trunk or Treat, and the publisher said it's amazing. They loved it, and they said they love it in their anthology, but, excuse me, they want to see what my other story is that I'm writing specifically for this anthology. So they said that, you know, they're gonna wait to pull the trigger because they don't wanna you know, be haste, because if they can get a original story, then they'll take that over a reprint. But they said they want to pull the trigger on it because it's such a good story, and yeah, that means I would be getting paid $100. Screw royalties, I don't care. But if I get royalties, that's cool too. But $100 for my Trunk or Treat story would be amazing. I got $25 from Nightmare Soup, and I gave Books of Horror for it for free just to be in an anthology. I wasn't thinking at the time, but I'm happy. I got a bookmark out of it, so that was really cool. But other than that, part of me kind of regrets giving my story for free because they're making money off our stories, and we didn't get much in return other than contributor copies and bookmarks. But that's cool. I like the bookmark, and I love the book. You know, I share my books with everybody. You know, I'm like, dude, I'm in this book. You know, it's a great feeling. But now that I know that I'm a little bit of a better writer now, and my stories actually can be paid for, I learned that from Nightmare Soup paying me $25 for one of my stories, which is Trunk or Treat. I learned that I actually have a really good story on my hands. And the fact that someone who's paying $100 for stories wants my story, Trunk or Treat, is phenomenal. Of course, they want to see what my other story, Swamp Witch, or whatever you want to call it, is going to be like. So we gotta wait wait, and I gotta write the story. I told them I'd be done with it in a week, and I'd give it to my editor, and the editor would edit it, and then I'll send it to them, and they can read it and decide which story they want. Because at this point, it seems like I'm a winner, and they're going to choose one of my stories regardless, and I may be getting $100. I don't want to say I am yet, because I don't want to, what's the word, get my hopes up. Because if I get my hopes up and then they don't choose me, it would be devastating, because I've gotten I think either 8 or 9 rejection letters, and a 10th one or a 9th one would just hurt a lot. Especially one that said that they loved my story, and then they just turn around and say, no, we're not going to give you $100. That would stink. But why I'm excited to get $100? Well, for one, it's $100. Why wouldn't I be excited? But my book, to publish the book at this very moment, my short story collection, it would cost me $75 to get the formatting and the wraparound. And then I can go on Amazon and sell the book. Which means I can publish my very first book, and sell it in time for my birthday, maybe even sooner. That means if I get paid $100 for this story, then I'm going to be able to publish a book before my birthday, which is amazing. And then maybe I'll even be able to save up my money for my other book, which I'm getting a lot of messages right now. But yeah, what am I saying? Yeah, if I get that $100, I'm going to definitely release Gray Matter, the short story collection. You guys may have heard some of the stories in the collection, but regardless, things might change, because even though Books of Horror Anthology and Nightmare Soup all said that it's okay if I go ahead and publish my short story collection with their stories in it, with my stories in it that they used, this one might not be as cool, and they might want me to hold off on my collection. So we're just waiting. I'm playing the waiting game at the moment, but I do gotta write this Halloween story, so I can send it to the editor and then send it to the publisher, and they can decide which story they want to go with, if they wanted to go with either of them. And then I'll get the $100, and I'll send it immediately, pay my formatter $50, and they'll immediately, not immediately, but whenever they get done with it, they will edit it, or format it to ebook and paperback. And then I give the measurements. Once the formatting's done, I'll have all the measurements for the book, and then I can send it over to my cover artist and pay him $25 to finish the wraparound. So that means Gray Matter could be released before or on my birthday, which is the goal, is to release release a book on my birthday. I'll set up the pre-orders, and I'll send out some ARCs to some people, and yeah, I'll send an ARC to some people. I'll sign some books. There's a few people I promised I would sign books for. I don't remember those people, so if you are one of those people I said I would sign a book for you, message me somehow on Facebook or wherever social media I'm on. And I'm really only on Facebook, but I have an Instagram, so if you want to get at me there, you can. I'm trying to stay on Instagram a little bit more than I usually do, because I haven't been on there in like months. It's been like last year, somewhere around maybe October, I was last on, because I saw one of the last things I posted was my injury, and my injury didn't happen. It happened before October 25th. Like, I think it happened on the 23rd. So that was the last time I posted anything on Instagram. But I'm trying to be on there more. I went on today and posted some pictures. I posted one of Lula, of the book I'm reading, and one of me, a selfie. So Yeah, just get at me and remind me that I owe you a signed copy, and I'll try my best to get you one. My signature, my penmanship is really rusty because I haven't written anything in a long time. So if you don't laugh at my signature, I'm gonna do it the best I can. And yeah, sorry, head is scratchy right now. But yeah, that's my news. I may be getting paid $100 and I have a new writing idea. So this has been a writing vlog, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did a reading vlog today. I have no idea what I'm reading other than Glenn Ralph's Until Summer Comes Around. I feel like I want to like hold a book though. And this ebook is awesome. I love it so much, but I want to like flip through pages right now. And I also want to write at the same time, but I'm very out of focus at the moment. It is 12:22, so I have 2 hours till I can take my second Adderall, or I might take it a little bit earlier, but we'll see. Then I'll be super focused and I can focus on whatever. Do you guys see this stuff, man? I need a haircut so bad. This quarantine's screwing everything up. Excuse me. Yeah. I have to reorganize my bookshelf again because I took a bunch of books out. I'm trying to sell books, but no one seems to be biting right now. Because I really need to sell books so I can get this book published. Self-published, obviously. And of course, I can send it to a publisher and they pay me for everything I've already put into the book. I doubt it though, but you know. I'm just happy. I'm really happy right now. Cover artist is still working on Triad's cover, and if you don't know, Triad is a story I am working on about a group of paranormal investigators who are still in high school. They're going into their senior year. It's summer, and yeah, they're going to go into their local asylum, and they're gonna film, and they're gonna see spooky stuff. So yeah, that one has 4,000 words written in it, so it's like at 12 pages. It's not that I'm far deep into it, but I decided to go ahead and get the cover anyways because I'm an idiot. And yeah, but that has been a writing vlog. I hope you guys are having a good day. I hope you're having a spooky night, and I hope you're staying safe, guys. Stay safe out there, guys. It's a scary time. I know my mom's Instacarting right now, so she's going out in the public, and it's scary, but other than that, we're all staying safe, and yeah. Well, I hope you're having a good day, a spooky night, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.